and there has got to be skills leadership around choosing just which people we need.
I call Carol Beaumont.
Very much, Mr. Chair. So this is obviously a very small part of what is a very significant bill, as I added in my earlier contribution. I believe this is a very significant bill and one that is a real lost opportunity, one where we could have had real consensus about something as important as industry training and skills in our country, which is vital to provide decent jobs and vital to ensure our economy works to its best capacity. But in Part 2, we're looking specifically at amendments to the Education Act 1989, and there are only 3 clauses there. Clause 24, which actually states that this part amends the Education Act. Clause 25, which empowers the NZQA to make rules prescribing quality assurance requirements for industry training organisations, and that bit was actually amended following the work of the Select Committee, amending Clause 25 to introduce into the Education Act the necessary authorisation for the NZQA to charge a fee, an annual fee to them, and that was, I think, important to cover the costs of issuing quality assurance improvement notices in addition to covering other costs. So that change was recommended from the Select Committee work. Now, Clause 26 amends Section 254 of the Education Act to empower NZQA to charge fees for quality assurance activities undertaken in accordance with its function under the Industry Training and Apprenticeship Act 1992. Now, the important thing here, and I wasn't a member of the Select Committee, so I didn't get to hear all of the submitters on this, but what I do understand is that the relationship between industry training organisations and the NZQA is important, and that requirement for robustness, that requirement to ensure that we do have good quality, none of us, I'm sure, in this House would dispute that. We want to have a very robust, high-quality industry training system. And in fact, ironically, the recent review has actually led to some good improvements that we acknowledge needed to be made. We do believe this bill overall, particularly allowing funding to non-ITOs to deliver industry training, namely large businesses, has the potential to undermine that good work and the robustness and the quality of our industry training system. But this, the relationship between industry training organisations and NZQA is an important one, as is quality assurance, as is mentioned in this part. Now, one of the things I'd be interested in knowing, and I'm sure the Minister would love to clarify this for me, is how these provisions around quality assurance do apply to the non-ITOs that will be providing industry training. Because, as I've said, this bill opens up effectively privatising industry training so that individual businesses will be able to be funded to deliver so-called industry training. Well, what I want to know, and it may already be clear to those that were on the Select Committee, and if that's so, please excuse me, but if the Minister could take a call, because there's been an absence, I have to say, an absolute absence of government members commenting on what is a very important bill. Please let me know how these quality assurance provisions will apply to non-industry training organisations providing industry training. So, and the other thing, I guess, is will they be subject to the same fees, if it does apply, will they be subject to the same fees that are flagged up in these clauses 24 to 26 here in Part 2. So I'm hoping the Minister will feel moved to get up and comment, or perhaps a member opposite who was on the Select Committee might be able to answer my question for me. So we are disappointed to be in the situation of opposing this bill. We had supported the bill to Select Committee because we did see there was an opportunity here to work on improving industry training, which is so vital to our economy, and there are such major skill gaps at the moment. We really did want to see an improvement in this space, but unfortunately the government, in their wisdom, have gone with two measures that are absolutely of fundamental concern to us: the privatising of industry training and the removal of the skills leadership role for industry training organisations.
Members, we come to the vote on Part 2. The question is, a Part 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's been called for. I ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 56. Part 2 will stand part. We come to the schedules. The question is, at Schedule 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 56. Schedule 1 will stand part. The question now is, at Schedule 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote's called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 56. Schedule 2 will stand part. Members, we now move to the clauses, so 1 to 3. The question is that clauses 1 to 3 stand part. Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I want to talk about both clauses 1 and 3 in this particular set of calls that I want to make here. And the first is